I don't need it.
Yeah, no, I don't need it. You don't need it.
2319! We have a 2319!
Nonprofits, you are not Batman. So follow me along throughout my day as we travel from the Midwest to New York City for Donorbox's Fundraising Forward. But most importantly, in this video, I'll be walking through all of the tips when it comes to telling your organization's story better. And yes, indeed, you are not Batman. You are not the hero. You do not solve all of the problems. Do you know who does? The people who receive services. They are the ones that are the hero. You are the guide. Think about that when you do your writing, and in this video, follow along and I'll give you all of the juicy details we use internally to create rockstar fundraising campaigns with effective storytelling. And I'll give you some of the behind the scenes tips so that you can do it yourself for your organization. So honestly, if you are a one-man show or there's not a lot of people in your organization or maybe not any skilled storytellers, the best thing you can do is use ChatGPT as an extra tool. You can train your ChatGPT to be a story brand storyteller. And so instead of you having to have the perfect copy and story, you can just dump a story and have them rewrite it to be the most effective. Now, if you follow me, you know I talk about the Goosebumps test all the time. And this is really like, honestly, you are raising awareness of your organization, most likely with the end goal of raising money. And so in order to raise money, a story needs to give goosebumps. That's how you get people to swipe their credit cards, write checks, add a zero to your checks, is to make sure it gives goosebumps. So I'd use ChatGPT as a way to help make more emotive, quality stories. Anyway, it sounds like our flight is boarding, so I'll update you on the next tip as we get a little bit further along with our day. So we just got to our hotel and I wanted to talk a little bit about something I have seen happen all the time with, I'm trying to organize while we go. Anyway, that I've seen happen all the time with nonprofits is they have the time to capture and tell the story once, but is it the right audience? Is it for their intended goal? And how many times are they telling it? For example, I saw the most magical moment where an individual was used to come in as someone eating at a soup kitchen. 5 years later, in a variety of things, he became the head chef. And it was a volunteer event, and there were all these volunteers here, and he felt compelled to speak up and kind of talk to one volunteer personally. I'm thanking the volunteer for how much the person had impacted their lives. And he had a few magic, specific moments. He said when he came in and a specific thing had happened at home and this, I don't remember the exact, but like everyone was on pins and needles and it was just like goosebumps. And it really was stories of the heart and soul of that organization. Well, he told it at a volunteer event with their people that are donating energy and time, which is amazing. But that moment and those goosebumps could have raised money. And that nonprofit organization had a great misstep where they just let that moment flicker by and did nothing with it. And actually just took a picture. It was so painful. Literally, they ended up taking a picture of the volunteer, this sweet little lady, and the guy that was the head chef who used to be someone who came in to eat daily when he didn't have stable housing or a job. Anyway, so they take a picture of him and they take a picture of the volunteer and they put, I don't remember exactly what the social media post was, other than it was super painful. It was something along the lines of, at the volunteer event, Stephen spoke stories of gratitude on how much he appreciates our mission. Literally none of the super specific goosebumpy moments were captured. It became very vague, very generic, very could have been any person, any face, any organization, and you couldn't feel, see. There were definitely no goosebumps, and it was just one social media post and nothing else. So what should that organization have done instead? And sorry, I'll keep packing. What should that organization have done instead? Well, they should have, as soon as those moments happen, and I would say anticipating when moments like that might happen, I literally sit in galas with my phone on record, and then we take transcriptions of everything that happens, transcribe it, jump it in ChatGPT, give it all, and you have impact stories to share. So I guess my takeaway was somebody should have been listening better or being sneaky like me and recording everything when Steven spoke. Also, as soon as they noticed that moment was happening and it wasn't the right target audience to the desired end of that story, record it. And maybe not video record, but at least audio record so that that story can be retold with all the juicy details. As you can see, I don't remember them. I'm sure whoever manages their social media either didn't care or doesn't know how to tell stories or didn't remember them. But if that was voice recorded and transcribed with the exact quotes Steven said, I mean, they were eloquent, they were goosebumpy. I know that organization could have raised at a zero. Like maybe they raised like $3,000 from some of the volunteers that were there based on that interaction. That organization could have raised $30,000 minimum if they would have told the same story over and over again in an email newsletter, in an end-of-year solicitation letter, on social media, with a micro event with their donors. Anyway, I need to keep going, but there's my little bit of tidbit. We just got to our little boutique hotel. We're going to spend the next 5 days. And before I dive into work again, Louise and I are going to go walk around and grab some lunch. Hello. Okay, so we checked into our hotel and we went to get food. We were starving. And I've got halal guys and sat outside. It's like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Sat outside for 8. Just stood in Central Park, and I'm here getting coffee before I go back and get some client meetings and work done and finalize my presentation for Fundraising Forward. If you're watching this and you're Donorbox, it's already done. It's already done. I'm just revising it some more. Okay. Yes, I'm back at home. I want to interrupt this program about storytelling and day in the life in New York City because I forgot to continue recording. So I'm going to wrap this up. First, I have a hilarious story to tell you. Donorbox's Fundraising Forward was an amazing event. I really feel privileged to have met so many really thoughtful, innovative nonprofit leaders, wonderful presenters. The team at Donorbox was amazing. But funny thing, I don't know if you know, like, I have a very big picture. Rockefeller Center. It's not the same as Rockefeller Plaza. And I went the morning of, okay, I've arrived right to Rockefeller Center. Open the door. I'm like, I'm here for the, that's a different building over there. So anyway, that was funny. The event was still wonderful. It's still super cool to be a part of to present on Rockefeller Plaza. And it was a wonderful venue. One thing that we focused on a lot and that really came up was about how to write a goosebumpy story. And if your goal is to raise money for your organization or really even to engage volunteers, being able to write goosebumpy. So if you haven't already, I am a big story brand framework nerd. Go ahead and continue to subscribe below so you can get all the great tips on how to tell a goosebumpy story. And as an added bonus, I recommend you also follow my dear friend Jason with Beard and Buller. He really is, he's a videographer first, but really understands the craft of nonprofit storytelling. So subscribe below and also check out the links below to follow Beard and Buller on YouTube.